Hi, John Burrows again, the eFixer. This is the second video in a series of 5. Each video brings you one of my e-fixes, one of my significant changes to you and your business. I believe you should be doing if you really want to bounce back better at the end of easing of the lockdown, which hopefully will be in July, if not in the autumn. So this is the second e-fix. Quick explainer video. Hold it up there for you. Be in the right place. Let me ask you a question. What do you think marketing's all about? As I draw breath and wait to give my answer, I suspect what's going through your thinking is things like websites, social media, advertising, etc., etc. All those sort of things that you would expect and probably have in your business already, that is all about getting the sales into the business. Well, let me just stop you and let me think about another way of thinking about this, because this is what it's all about. So I reference back to the 4 Ps. I hope you can see that. So I just take them from the top to the bottom. Promotion is at the top, and then we've got price, and then we've got product, and I've underlined place at the bottom. There's a very good reason why I've underlined place, because in technical terms, if you're going to put a marketing strategy together, you'd work on the place first. Let's be specific about the place. What does that actually mean? That's the position you might wish to take in a market, a niche or a sector. It can be a location, anything to do with exactly where your business is. Right, let me take you to a context of a book. It's called The Art of War, supposedly written 3,000 years ago by a guy called Sun Tzu. And it is basically the template, strategic template used, I think, in military colleges and lots of business colleges across the world. It's a ditty of very good strategic things that you should do in military terms, but also in business, which is why it's used the way it is. One thing struck me about this book, and still does today, is that it talks about, in particular, one passage where you should fight downhill. What does that mean to me? Why am I using that as an example for you to think about? Well, in my 20, 30 years, goodness knows how many years of working with small business owners as an advisor right the way through to a coach, it often struck me, and still does, when I speak to business owners who are working incredibly hard and very well, is I'm very often thinking to myself, you are attacking this uphill. You're in the wrong position. You're in the wrong place. Now, why does that occur? Well, as I said in the first video, if you're not thinking and behaving like an entrepreneur, you don't know that that is the most significant choice you have to take and continuously update. You know, if you take people like Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos and even our great Richard Branson, they're already moving to space. They're considering the right place to be in the next following years is in space. Yeah. And I can talk to you about all the businesses that have failed, like Blockbusters for one, Debenhams for another, have failed because they never moved their place. They didn't, you know, whether they were good or bad or indifferent or did a good job or bad job, they're in the wrong place and they're not going to be able to do it. What's the benefit of being in the right place? Well, you get constant demand, yeah, for the product or services that people actually want in that place. So where does that exist? Well, I haven't got time through this video to go through it, but it exists somewhere between making sure you are serving people with, let's be blunt, loads of money, or certainly loads of money that they're willing to invest, and somewhere between what you really love doing, you know, that passion piece. So somewhere in that arc, you, as your own business owner, have to decide, or at least discover, where the best place to be. And if it isn't a great place, then you have to move. And once you are in the right place with the right products, serving the right people, then obviously I don't have to explain what difference that can make straight away. And given the effects of the pandemic and the changes that we all recognize are here now, and no doubt will either accelerate or certainly stay in place as we bounce back in the autumn, then all of us really need to be looking at that place a bit more, don't we? Mainly because we can be anywhere we want in the world now, from what we know about this technology and the way that we can communicate. Anyway, that's enough from me. That's the second e-fix. It's for goodness sake, make sure that you're in the right place to bounce back better. Thank you very much for your time. I hope it means that you'll now go and find the third video in the series, which is obviously the third e-fix. Bye-bye.